In this video tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to configure an AddDelete task. So we already have three maps. We have a map for our account, our contact, and our opportunity object. And you'll want to use this task when you want to be able to incorporate an add or delete logic into a workflow. So wherever it makes sense in your steps, you want to automatically add a number of records based on some conditions, or delete a number of records based on some criteria that you come up with. Different than having the end user be able to click on the insert row or delete row functionality. So this is where you want to come up with your own logic as somebody building an application. So let's just jump to tasks, and we're going to go to the AddDelete. And you can see at the top, there's a type section. This is where you can toggle between, do you want to create an add task or do you want to create a delete task? And the below section will change depending on what you select here. So let's just start with add. And you'll also have a list of the maps that you've created in this dropdown right here. So let's go ahead and just choose the opportunity one. It's going to tell us the object that's in this map. And we could change the name, but I'm okay with add opportunity records as a name. And then you have some different options below. So static would be, you can just type in a number, and when we incorporate this into our workflow, it automatically will add 20 opportunity records. You have the ability to reference a cell. So let's say you come up with a formula. We'll do this in a second. You can reference a name range, or you can even take the record count of another object. So let's just use this as an example where we're going to retrieve a list of accounts, and for the accounts that were found, we want to create an equal number of opportunities. So let's say record count of account. I'll go ahead and click save. And I'll click OK. Now we want to jump to our workflow, and we'll go to this get data workflow. We could create a new workflow with just this one task. So when we click it, it runs it. But let's actually incorporate it into an existing workflow. So here we have 3 steps. We're retrieving every single account. And then for those accounts that we find, we're retrieving the contacts. And also for those accounts that we find, we're retrieving the opportunities. And then we're displaying the data based on where our maps are located. And notice under the add delete section, we have our task that we created. And let's just go ahead and drag this right after our display. And it's as simple as this. Let's click save. And we'll click on save and run. Let's retrieve all of our accounts. So we retrieved 1,101 accounts. So we should have, based on that task that we created, we should be creating 1,101 opportunities. So we can skip contacts, and let's go to opportunities. Let's drill down, so this will get added to the bottom. And you can see starting right here, after our opportunities, we now have our first account record that's going to get created. And if you look in here, we've expanded our grid, so anything that's a pick list, like stage, forecast category. This is also something in maps that you can come up with, is you can come up with default values. So when new records get added like this, you can automatically set these to the values you would like them. You can even come up with formulas in here too as well to apply your own logic. But if we just expand this down, you'll notice that our grid expands all the way down to row 3,734, which is the 1,101 records. So this is one way that you can automatically create records, again, in your workflow. Let's go ahead and look at something a little bit different. And in the second example, let's go ahead and maybe just do a different thing here. Let's come in here. Let's edit. Now we're going to get the same number, but I just want to show a little bit of a difference thing that you can do here from a property. So let's do a cell reference. And we could do something like, so you'll notice it'll take my current location. I could also type it in just using the example. And so let's go ahead and save this. And you could do something like, and let's go ahead and run this as well. So if you look at this hidden, this number got to the exact same based on our formula. And if we go to this section as well, an opportunity, this added the records as well. So we got to the same number, but wanted to show a couple different examples. Let's jump back again. You could also do a named range. And this is where you can actually type in, or you can see all the name ranges that are currently in your workbook. And then if we look at one last example here, let's go new, and we just choose delete. Same thing up top. You'll decide which map you want to use this task against, and it's going to tell you the object. And then this is where you'll come up with your conditions. So if this condition is met, go ahead and delete all the records that are matching that condition. You can have condition logic and or capabilities. And then we recommend that you keep this on. This will be on by default, but because you are deleting records, it'll notify the user and confirm that this many records, so based on your condition, let's say 100 records were found, it will ask the user if they want to proceed. If they cancel out of that, it won't actually proceed. If they say yes, then those records will get deleted. So we recommend keeping this on, but you can absolutely turn it off, and then it'll just go through the steps, find the conditions, and delete the records. So this is how you create your AddDelete task. Thanks for watching today's video.